Okay, I'm hitting my button too.
Okay, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
It's probably your butt. Did you remember your butt?
I think I remembered my butt.
Is your butt on?
My butt is definitely on fire.
3, 2.
Maybe it's, I didn't
Gonna
adjust
do a
this
clap.
properly.
Gonna do some clapping.
Ready? Do some clappy clapping. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the We Can't Pick a Title podcast. Olympics are on. BG here.
Putting on your O face for the Olympics. Olympics.
Putting the
Showing your
in
O
Olympics.
face.
Yeah, I got my Olympic jacket on, you guys. If you go to the YouTube at We Can't Pick, you'll be able to see it. We're gonna put in some pictures. Okay, those are the pictures.
That's your picture
that you
shooting?
just saw.
Picture shots.
And just in case you didn't see it, I'm gonna hold up.
Oh, there you go.
There's my Olympic
Bobby
jacket.
Jean.
A little backstory on my Olympic
we go.
jacket here, because it's all about me podcast.
Oh, We Can't Pick a Title podcast. This is JT.
Oh, and that's BG.
Yeah, BG.
All about me, BG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I represented Canada at a world level doing hair.
In the Olympics.
In the hair at the Hair Olympics.
The Hair Olympics.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I actually have an Olympic jacket from 1996. It's official.
It's pretty fire.
It's yeah, it's got some flames on. We're flaming on.
It's literally a fire.
We had to wear them while we were like traveling, because the whole team had to like wear them as we were traveling, like to the airport and to Washington D.C. to represent it. We didn't get to go to Atlanta. They did the Hair Olympics in Washington D.C. rather than at Atlanta.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So yeah, it was weird. I don't know why. It's a long time ago.
I know. Like all the other
30
things
years
that
ago.
usually like coincide in the same city.
Yeah, usually they do that, but I'm not sure what the reason was. It's a very long time ago.
Atlanta's
now.
too dangerous, maybe, at the time.
Yeah, and then we went to the murder capital of the frickin' world. I remember when we were there.
Washington? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, our coach said to not leave the hotel without
Hey.
what do you call that?
Escort.
Something. Yeah.
Without a hooker.
We had to get some sex workers to walk us to the building, to the whatever it was, the Trade Center or whatever.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So we had to wear these outfits, and it was like this jacket, which is really cool, and then also it had like pants too. But
Was there a torch? Did you get to carry a torch?
no, and then when we were on stage, like as all the countries, like when they were doing the opening ceremonies for us, because ours was separate.
Do you get to like walk through, like a march through
well,
parade
not like
style?
a salmon, like you're showing.
Oh, not like that? You don't,
I mean, maybe
it's not how
some
people
were.
well, like when you're waving the flags and you're all... Woo,
Yeah. We had to. I didn't carry a flag, but yeah.
You don't care about your country?
I think it was like the fully qualified hairdressers got to, and because we were students, we were like, just a little lower in the seniority. So
you're students, but you're still Olympian level. That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah. I actually have a little trophy too. I'm not sure where it is. I think it might be in my hair studio.
How many medals did you guys win? All of them? Is Canada known for its?
I'm like looking around. I do have my medals in my hair studio somewhere. I had them up for the longest time, but I don't think I have them up anymore, just because people are like, 1996. Like this is so long ago.
96.
But yeah, long time ago. But the Olympics are on, and so I'm wearing this jacket.
Yay!
I'm wearing my Olympic jacket.
Olympics.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Olympics, the actual Olympics, but
Gay Paris this year.
Yeah, we came in 13th out of 64 countries, so that was pretty good.
You came in what? Say that again.
13th out of 64 countries.
Oh, that's really good.
And I was doing men's cutting and styling, so we had to do 2 different looks. So the first look was like the hair. We already had our mannequin because we had to compete on mannequins.
Oh,
because
okay, yeah.
It's so expensive to bring actual models. So the fully qualified people were bringing models.
I would have thought like locals, or somebody. Or like volunteers.
Live models are a real pain in your ass.
Well, that's what I thought.
The talent.
Yeah.
You have to pay for them to get there. Like our hairdressing instructor from our school was one of our coaches, and then Norma Ann Eaton was our other coach from Vancouver. I was living in Kelowna at the time, so our school, the Okanagan School of Hairdressing, which I'm not sure if it's even still around anymore. We went there, and I forgot what I was talking about because Jason's looking up some stuff, and I got all distracted. I'm like, does the school even still exist? Oh, I know what it was about models. So Lorena, our teacher, she was competing in the fully qualified, and then Norma Ann Eaton was one of the judges. She's qualified to be a world-class judge.
And are they like famous-ish type people? Like, do you like what other hairdressers
within
know?
The hairdressing industry? Yeah. I mean, it's not Vidal Sassoon, but because he was pretty.
Everybody knows him.
Because it's all commercialized or whatever now.
Old VS, we used to call him.
Yeah. So anyways, that was that time that I was in the Olympics, and some people don't believe me. It's the two truths and a lie game.
Oh, yeah.
That's always one of the ones that I throw in, is that I represented Canada at a world level. I came in second in Canada.
Nice.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
And actually, it was myself and Terralyn and Julie, I think was the other girl's name. Okay. So Terralyn came in first, I came in second, and Julie came in third. And actually, my roommate Terralyn, which is cool that it was our whole school, so we knew the whole team was people that we all got to practice together.
That's cool.
And the ladies' team, everybody was based out of Toronto, so they all flew in, of course, separately, and we didn't know any of the gals that were competing, or maybe there was dudes competing. I'm not sure, but yeah, I did. So we had to do guys' hair on our mannequins, and so we already had them pre-cut into a certain haircut, and we had to blow dry them into a pompadour, which is where it kind of comes up and forward, and we had to make a perfectly square box on a round head with blow drying and no hot tools, and we had to have finger waves put in through the whole thing
pompadour
as a blow dry. Yeah, so basically it was like very straight up the sides, flat on the top, and coming forward just a little bit, and with wave movement throughout the whole thing. And then they went around and judged them all. We had 30 minutes to do it. And you can't use too much hair products because they only let you like spritz them down for the second half of the competition. And the second half of the competition was like a fashion day style. So at the time, the Caesar cut was really popular in the mid 90s and late 90s. So it's like quite short all over. And then the front just like kind of spiked just a little bit. And Jason's, yours isn't rolling back.
Oh, we can roll back.
Yeah, the very top has to roll back. But, mine wasn't as messy as Jason's. I don't think I have any pictures of my actual mannequin.
There you go. Rolled back.
But it was pretty cool. Our hairdressing instructor, Lorena, she was really good with sewing and all that, too. So she had, sewn the models' dresses for the ladies for her competition, and she actually had to pay for her model to come. Oh yeah, for sure. Pay for her flights, pay for her hotel, pay for all of that stuff. Whereas because we were students and we qualified, Canada, they. Oh, I was gonna say you got lucky. They paid a certain amount for us, so they paid for our flights, they paid for our hotel to be there. Wow. And then we did fundraising also, so I think we each had $200 spending money. Okay. When we were there, which I just bought hair clippers and stuff, stuff that I was gonna use in my career, and from then on. And awesome. My teacher gifted us these really cool, weird combs that they called bone combs, and I don't think they're actually made out of bone, but. Maybe. Yeah, it was like this big, long tail comb. I'm showing with my fingers, but it's over a foot long from the one end to the other, and then had it's kind of like a hair rake, so you could get definition between the layers. Yeah, so. Sort of like this is what you're saying. If you squint, maybe. Maybe if you squint.
Yay!
Yeah.
So who won out of all the countries? Do you remember?
I think it was like Korea or something because like in Canada, it's a 10-month program to become fully qualified as a hairdresser.
Oh, okay.
So you take your 10 months of training, or at least that's what it used to be. And it's different from province to province. And there's, so in Korea and different other places in Europe, it was like Germany is 10 years to become a fully qualified hairdresser.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Germans and the Koreans that we were competing against and other teams from other countries, they had they'd been apprenticing for like 9 years already. They're not sending the greenhorns and so I had started in I think October and the competition was in August. So we had to like not go to school for a certain amount of days so that we didn't go over our 1,500 hours so that we could still qualify as students. So they gave us days off, but on those days off, we were practicing the two different haircuts. So we had to rustle up models and bring them into the school and practice because you have to do the same haircut like a bazillion times until you get really, really good at it. And the blow drying a bazillion times until you get really good at it.
So you knew what you were going to have to do?
Yeah, yeah. So to a certain extent, like they changed it last minute. And like, I mean, back in the 90s, people were faxing each other and they couldn't just like send photographs of what was going to be asked of you at the competition. So there was
pictures. Those are fun.
So it was like blurry photocopies of what they thought the looks would be.
Yeah.
And so when we got to Washington, we'd been practicing for like, I think 2 or 3 months, our team, because we'd competed in Vancouver and had won there and qualified. And then you practice because you're representing your country, right? You have to be good. And so we did all this practicing to get good at it.
I guess it makes sense because like
I melted so many combs and brushes because your blow dryer has to be so hot. And then we had like a little there's like a little thing that you can there's a diffuser you can put on the end of your blow dryer to like diffuse it like so it's like your garden hose
so direct.
and it's like coming out in a shower rather than a certain same with your blow dryer, same sort of thing, it diffuses the air. But then we had these ones that were like a concentrated thing, so it like made it into like a flat line, so you could be very precise about where you wanted it. And then we had our blow dryers on full blast hot to like set the hair in place.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it was really super intense. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of staying up all night long.
Wow,
was like we were so freaking stressed out. I was 19.
Wow.
My roommate was 20. And Julie was 19. So we were all youngsters. And because we were underage, we weren't allowed to go out.
Right, yeah, I guess.
In public. But coach for the ladies team, so they were doing women's hair, but they were still students, the girls from Toronto, or the team from Toronto. Their coach was this really cool Italian dude, and he looked like Mario, like, I hate to say it, but like, like just that cool mustache and short and like, had a really cool accent. And maybe he didn't, but I just like, I don't know, I didn't have
associated
anything to
that because you're hugely racist.
I didn't have anything to relate him to. So he actually took us out to like a restaurant pub kind of a thing the one night because Norma was doing like there was a judges forum or whatever, so she wasn't going to be available, and Lorena was actually competing because we all like any other competition, it's all different stages, different times. Like they had stages all over the convention center where the stuff was happening at the same time. So
and like, 'cause in the Olympics, they have like the Olympic Village for all the athletes, and they have like fun stuff all the time,
stayed at
and
the
shows
Marriott
and events
in Washington,
and concerts
D.C.,
and stuff.
right downtown. And we were allowed to like go shopping in the rest of the convention area, but we had to stay together and we had to stay in teams.
Right, yeah.
And actually, Tara Lynn, it kind of reminds me of you. She got nerves so bad. She's incredibly talented. just like you.
Totally, yeah.
And she got so nervous she was throwing up in the garbage can before we went on stage.
Brutal. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, it was super duper intense.
Sort of like me before every kickboxing tournament or lip sync event or anything. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So it was a full bundle of nerves situation. So that's my story of like getting to compete in the Olympics.
Oh, Olympics.
People are like, you were in the Olympics? Yeah, right. Chubby girl.
That's great.
But yeah.
Wow.
That's what I got to do.
Still chubby people in the Olympics.
Are there?
Oh, yeah. Shot putters and,
I guess.
Discus throwers and power lifters. You
Yeah.
can be a, thick bitch.
Yeah.
If you want to be still. I just watched a girl, she...
Your hair is so
they didn't
fancy
specify.
right now. I really hope
right?
all of you guys are on YouTube watching this because that's something else.
I know.
I did not style that.
I'm just going to keep it like this for a little while.
Lorena and Norma.
Yeah, speaking of amazing
you guys can see
haircuts,
this right
hairstyles.
now. Sorry.
There was a woman that just beat the world record for bench press. Wow. And I think it's the women's world record, though. I was going to look it up because they didn't specify. It just says, beat the world record.
I think they have the genders separated for most of the competition.
Yeah, it wasn't the Olympics. It was some other video.
Competition.
She's doing it, like a home gym kind of thing. But yeah. Thick bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of controversy about like the opening ceremonies,
there has been? I haven't seen any of it.
Which is really weird and unnerving. That there's a lot of homophobes in the world, and there was like one that I saw today that people are all upset that there was a float or whatever it was that had LGBTQ plus people on it, I'm assuming, and they were like, they're mocking Christianity and blah 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 blah, and there was like a guy dressed in blue, well, not dressed, he was painted blue and basically had a flower.
Apparently it was a bodysuit. It didn't look like a bodysuit, but apparently it was. Yeah.
But the video that wound up on the internet is like they're zooming in on his ball area. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what's this? Like, if it's so offensive to everybody, why are you spreading it around? And
it made my daughter cry.
If your Christianity is going to fall apart because there's people in the world, maybe you need to think about who Jesus was as a person, and what would Jesus do? Would he hate everybody? Would he be like, let's kill people because of who they are? Like, it just really showed me who has no tolerance for humanity and
and
diversity.
just no tolerance for just fun and just let things just be. I didn't enjoy it because
I didn't understand the context of it because it was just a tiny snippet.
Yeah, I think it was just too avant-garde for me, and I don't dislike drag queens or anything like that. I'm not a fan of like a lot of makeup, and that goes to say I saw shots makeup of Lady Gaga today, and I don't like it because she's just super red lip makeup, and it's just like makeup. Exactly to me, it's just whoa, and I don't It doesn't appeal to me.
But you're not like, I hate geishas because geishas have
makeup on. Yeah, for sure. I certainly don't think that they're...
I hate Cirque du Soleil because they have makeup
attacking me, or that... No. Because I'm forcing my child to watch it.
Yeah, maybe don't.
Like,
if your kid's
maybe they're
crying,
just bored.
Maybe you should have fed it or let it have a nap.
Yeah, or maybe they're crying because you're so angry and yelling at the TV in the middle of your living room.
Yeah,
is why your daughter's crying. That has no clue what she's watching anyway.
Exactly.
You're sitting your kids down for a 4-hour opening ceremonies in France.
No.
What did you expect was good?
They're not going to sit there and enjoy it. It's all in French anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like and I just Christianity's never offended anybody over the past 2,000 some years,
or hurt anybody,
or offended anyone ever. Just settle the fuck down.
Take a little look at yourselves.
Enjoy
people.
It just as a parody kind of thing.
Exactly.
And maybe do a little bit of research and realize that he's not a blue pervert, that he's actually Dionysus.
And he's not the representative of baby Jesus. He's a Greek god.
Yeah.
That he's representing. He's not poking fun at Jesus.
I just
simmer
everything
down,
has
people.
to be a fucking direct attack at whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
Just sometimes people just want to do some fun stuff and have some art and make it awesome.
And the one comment that I really resonated with is, it's fucking gay Paris. It's Paris. You know, they call it gay petty.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's Paris. Let people go be what they're going to be.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, change the channel. If you don't like it, go for a snack run. If you don't like it, then people are like, oh, 3,000 years of the Olympics, and now I have to never watch it again. And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, the Olympics is so sad that
Yeah.
you're never going to watch it every 4 years. Nobody cares.
Well, and obviously your love of the Olympics for the last however many years, like why are you so up in arms about the Olympics? You're such huge fans of it that now you're never going to watch because of that. Like that's what's stopping you from watching. Obviously you don't care about the sports side of it or the fun side of it or the camaraderie or the country showcasing its values and blah, 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 all that other crap. You know, it's like same as the Christianity thing. If that's attacking your Christianity, then like
if it's that
how strong are your
precarious,
fundamentals of Christianity that can tear it all down and break it down?
Is your
Like,
Christianity that precarious that it's just going to end because somebody dressed up in blue?
If you believe that wholeheartedly and have that much faith, then it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You should be able to be like watching going, haha, that's crazy.
You look at those kooky
Look
people.
at those weird guys that are doing this thing, and that doesn't make any difference to me in my faith.
It's not my bag, but I don't think they're like attacking Jesus personally.
And it's definitely a Last Supper parody thing that they did. And I get that, like,
there's been parodies of all kinds of
I
stuff.
get that, you know, it's like, oh, why didn't they parody Islam or Judaism and stuff like that? Well, we've been parodying those cultures for fucking ever in movies and TV and just straight up racism.
Yeah.
You know, and I read a thing earlier. France apparently has a huge history of being sort of, I guess, poking their nose up at Christianity and Catholics and stuff like that, and basically saying like, yeah, you guys can have that, but let us have this too.
Yeah.
You know, let us just be artsy and fun, and whatever happens, happens. Nobody's getting hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting raped by their priests out there when, you know, when this is up on stage.
Yeah, it's not the drag queens that are like hurting everybody.
You know,
it's
maybe look at your own house a little bit before.
It's all the little boys that got molested.
Yeah.
At church.
Yeah.
Like,
just
I don't know.
concentrate on your own. Clean up your own house.
Yeah.
Before trying to clean up somebody else's.
Yeah, if you don't like it, change the freaking channel and just let people be.
Yeah. Let weird be weird.
Yeah.
That's fine. As long as nobody's getting hurt.
So other Olympic tangent.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was one of the members of the Olympic dressage team, so that's like basically kind of horse dancing. Right. She was...
was it the Canadian one? No.
She's American.
Oh, right, okay.
She was disqualified from the Olympics, like didn't get a chance to compete, but she was like basically kicked off the team because a video had surfaced of her teaching a riding lesson from 4 years ago, but the student was like a child at the time. She was only 15 and now she's 19, and now she finally feels safe enough to share the video because the coach, who was the person that's actually teaching, or that's qualified for the Olympics, she was whipping the shit out of this horse while this girl is trying to ride it.
The quote today was, whipped the horse 24 times like a circus elephant.
Yeah, in which nobody should be fucking hurting elephants either. Mm-hmm. But,
well, they don't have them anymore now because of that.
Yeah, and so... this girl finally feels safe enough and is an adult and can stand up to her coach and share this video of what was happening and what this woman is capable of. And it's not behind closed doors. This is happening in a public place. She was beating the shit out of this horse.
She knew she was being recorded, most likely.
While the little girl was on the horse.
And her parents were right there and everything. Yeah. So that's,
So there's been all kinds of, I just feel for the girl. There's been all kinds of backlash to, I mean, people are calling her the victim, but to the girl who shared the video, because they're like, why'd they wait 4 years? Why'd they wait till she was...
till the Olympics.
Because this woman has been in the Olympics before. And they're like, why are they waiting till now? And it's like, well, she's finally an adult. Maybe her parents weren't going to let her share the video. Maybe she didn't feel safe. Maybe legally... her lawyer said don't yet.
Yeah, I have three different theories on that. One is, well, they're all probably true somewhat. You gain a lot of confidence from 15 to 19.
Yeah.
Right? You just do. And then the other thing is maybe she's just not in the horse game anymore.
Yeah, or she did get out of horses because of it.
Right? Or I was going to say, or got another coach and feels more confident that she's protected.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I think would be you seeing this woman on TV, and maybe it's out of spite, maybe not. Maybe it's just a bit of a, oh, that happened and fuck this woman. Why should she
shouldn't be representing
exactly
a country if that's what she's capable of. And the fact that she's able to do that to an animal in front of people meant she does it all the time.
Well, yeah. What does she do when she's really frustrated by herself?
Exactly.
With a horse?
Yeah. It was a malicious attack. So the other side of this gal and the coin is like, they're saying don't throw the baby out with the with the bathwater, because she was also at the last Olympics, she was the one who started wearing helmets in dressage. And dressage used to be top hat and tails because that's the way it had always been, because it was the king's horses.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, again, like nowadays, how stuck are we on fucking tradition over somebody cracking their head open?
Yeah, and dressage was started... they're war maneuvers, like the Lipizaners. Those are war maneuvers, and these horses have been used to take over countries. Like, you think about the role that horses have had to play conquering countries.
Yeah.
These horses have been through enough, but it doesn't mean you get to keep doing that. I don't know. I think we can do better. Well, and this gal, I mean, she shouldn't be getting death threats and stuff, but some of the coaches that I follow are getting death threats for saying, hey, look, she did do some good things. Yeah. It's not, yes, she shouldn't qualify for the Olympics anymore because of being abusive to animals. She shouldn't be allowed to represent her country as an abusive horse person. But she also changed the industry to be safer.
Yeah.
And should we even be having these competitions and making these horses do things that are unnatural for them? Like,
well, that's a whole other thing too, right?
Growing up, all I wanted to do was to be as good as Ian Miller and Big Ben.
That's a tough road to go, because then you're talking rodeo and stampede and
all of it.
Well,
animal welfare, right? Exactly. Like, the animals should come first, and maybe they shouldn't be doing that, but maybe we can learn to do it in a better way.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't do it.
Yeah, and the rules are changing. Like, you used to have to wear, a horse had to wear 2 bits in order to be in dressage, and now they're the FEI or whatever it's called, the equine industry, they have changed it so that now in some competitions, in some places, you can compete bitless, so you can ride in a bitless bridle. And because these horses are able to do these maneuvers without having 2 bits in their mouth and being all cranked down and everything else, then they're showing it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to, I know Jason doesn't like this way of saying it, manhandled, roughhoused, abused. Like, these animals don't have to be forced into position, because there are people that can do this with nothing on their horse.
Well, that's what I think. As far as rules go, like, they're too stuck on tradition and what's happened in the past, and too scared of change for the future.
This is
whatever,
what we've always done.
It's like, this is showing. These people are showing now that it can be done this way, naturally, without all the bits and all the bullshit. They're taking good care of their horses, everything else. Everybody now has to do it that way.
The other thing with this gal that got kicked out of the Olympics is she does have her horses in a very horse-friendly home system. Like, so her horses, instead of all being separated and not getting to be horses, they're all out in a field. They get to go and be out in a field together and socialize, which is very important for animals, to be able to socialize and be able to touch each other.
Yeah.
Because that's part of being a herd. So her horses are getting that, and there are like she is doing some stuff right. Yeah, she's screwed up and she's being penalized for it now. And she was getting kicked out, and then she found out she was getting kicked out, and so she quit. So technically she quit, but it was because she knew that it was coming, that she had been exposed. So I don't think the person needs to be getting death threats. I think that, she's been exposed. She said it was in the past. She's doing better now, and I don't know if she's apologized or not. Hopefully she's apologized to the student and maybe to the industry, but it's a nuanced thing. We were talking about
before, where I said, like, it's sort of like, how much are you punished by your past transgressions? Like the extreme example is like a Hitler. I don't want to say it, but he was really good at mechanizing certain aspects of the country, and he built a car that was hugely popular and very successful and made lots of money for the country. But then did a whole lot of bad shit.
Yeah, we shouldn't be celebrating this fella, but it's also important to see
and that's a crazy extreme example.
Yeah, but I think it shows that you have to look at the whole picture, and none of us are all inherently evil. None of us are all inherently bad.
Yeah.
There are things that, I'm not saying Hitler's a good person or was a good person, but there are contributions that he did make to society. There's also a lot of horrible stuff that happened as well. You shouldn't go around wiping out whole races of people. Or conquering cool. and killing people.
Yeah.
Like that's not okay.
That's not cool.
And we're not saying this gal killed the horses or the students or the people.
Yeah,
we're not comparing her to Hitler, but we're just saying.
So the other example.
Nobody's all bad or all good.
I read today, and this is getting even deeper down the shithole.
Yeah, you guys are going to probably come for us, but
the guy.
It's
there's
discussion time.
One of the athletes, the Olympic athletes.
Mm-hmm.
He, I should have better research here, but it's just off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
I read today just really quick and it was a controversy that he raped a girl when I don't know the exact ages, but I think he was 19 and I'm going to say raped a 12-year-old girl, something like that, or I don't know if it was a statutory thing or I have no idea. Not defending anyway or whatever.
No, rape's always
wrong.
wrong.
And then he went to prison. He was convicted, went to prison, did his time, and now is back in the Olympics as an athlete because he's apparently a major, awesome athlete. I think it's tennis or something. I don't know for sure. There's tons of controversy around that, around should he be allowed?
I think it's a bit of a stain on your country. That's the whole point of serving your time. To let somebody 100%. Be in there.
How desperate are you for a fucking gold medal win is my sort of point.
Yeah.
But also... It sometimes it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of if he went through all the qualifying and if he was first. I'm
surprised nobody's tried to snipe him out. Everybody feels so heated over this kind of stuff. It would probably
be technically illegal for them to deny him because he did his time and because of blah, 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 blah.
I wonder how the other people that he's competing with...
He's not allowed to stay in the village. And I don't know whether that's a British rule or an Olympics rule, or because by law he's not allowed within certain. It gave no details, and I didn't look any further into it. I was looking.
Course.
I was more opening ceremonies kind of looking.
Potentially, people could come for him, and then that could put all of the other Olympic athletes in danger.
And should they? He raped a little girl.
Yeah.
Should they come for him?
Yeah.
Maybe. He served his time, but...
He's got to live with it. He's got to live with knowing that...
He raped a little girl.
Yeah.
So, you're never done serving your time.
Vengeance can
in
happen.
my eyes.
Yeah.
That girl is...
Yeah, has to live with that
she
the rest
didn't
of
do
her
her
life.
5 years and is all of a sudden good to go and can go and fucking be in the Olympics.
Her innocence is gone.
Yeah.
You've stripped her of her innocence.
So, for him to do however many years he did, not enough...
Yeah.
There should be certain repercussions for the rest of his life.
It's so nuanced.
So it's
everybody's so quick to jump on a bandwagon. And,
Bill Cosby was hilarious.
Yeah. I just don't...
Go fuck yourself, Bill Cosby.
I can't. I don't enjoy pudding as much as I used to because of Bill Cosby, and I don't enjoy his shows. He was our wholesome dad, type figure before. So he ruined it for me.
I want to watch the new Bad Boys movie because I like the Bad Boys movie. Will Smith is in it.
Oh.
And to me now, a lot of stuff I've seen, not even just a slap, but he's coming off now just so fucking pompous and entitled, but also poor me, while also coming off entitled at the same time. It's just like, no, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible actor, but ever since the slap and all of that happened, was it the Oscars?
Yeah.
I don't have any respect for him as a person. It doesn't matter what was going on between him and his wife. He shouldn't have gotten up and slapped a host.
A person? Anybody?
And so all comedians have had to live in fear ever since that happened, because it was allowed to happen.
Yeah.
And because it happened, they really need to look at why didn't security stop him? Is it because he's such a big celebrity that they're like, you can let him go up onto the stage and slap somebody else?
Well, my guess they had no clue what he was about to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but there should have been no way he would have been allowed to go up onto the stage.
Yeah.
And did they not stop him because they're like, oh, we shouldn't, because he's a person of color?
He was still allowed to go on 10 minutes later and accept his award.
Yeah, he should have been like,
should have been hauled out of the building.
See ya.
Yeah, he should have been arrested and hauled out of the building, technically.
But that messes with the Oscars too, right? Because it's like, now we have to last minute choose somebody else, or do we just cancel that whole thing? Do you stop the show?
And if Chris Rock didn't want to press charges, then theoretically they can't really arrest him then and there. I mean, he did assault somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like,
there's so much nuance to all of this stuff. It's
my thing is, just don't fucking hurt anybody, and just don't get all fucking up in arms so much about every little thing. You don't have to. There was the Canadian woman, the soccer coach. Did you see any of that? They flew a drone. So. They flew a drone. It was like the physical therapist, and I'm going to say the defense coach or something. I don't know, again, for sure. Half facts with JT.
For the Olympics?
Yeah, for the
team?
Olympics,
Okay.
yeah. So they flew a drone over to watch the New Zealand practice or one of their games or something, and peeping, and they got busted for it.
Good.
And then I think the head coach resigned or something like that now, and there's all kinds of controversy around that. She's getting death threats. And I mean, why?
Well, that's
why
like
is
Survivor.
somebody that heated that they are willing to death threat somebody over a drone flying over a game that is between New Zealand and Canada? It's not like we're fucking warring countries and there's a whole hot-blooded events between us that, oh my God, New Zealand!
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
there should have
she
been
did
some
wrong.
sort of a fine.
They resigned.
For whoever
they should have
was
fucked up for sure.
The drone
but to get so serious online about it and stuff, you're like, holy fuck, man.
One of the coaches that I follow and horse trainers, he's been getting death threats because he pointed out that this lady that had been kicked out of the horse part of the Olympics for dressage, he pointed out, hey, she got she made it popular for people to start wearing helmets rather than just wearing a top hat because it's safer. Like, she's brought good change to the industry, and he's also pointing that out. He's saying, I don't want anything to do with her, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. She's made good changes in the industry for horses and for riders, but she also whipped the shit out of this horse. So we've all got good and bad days, and we all have to pay the consequences for that.
And again, that's a slippery slope, right?
People shouldn't be threatening Lockie for pointing that out.
Yeah,
he had to close down his messages because he had like hundreds and hundreds of messages, half of them saying, thank you for pointing out that not everybody has good and bad in them, and thank you. And then the other half was like, I know where you live. I'm coming for you for not defending this horse. I thought you were emotional horsemanship, man. Why aren't you just full on, we hate her? And it's because he doesn't have
no nuances anymore.
He doesn't have hate in his heart. That's not who he is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think, public service announcement right now, if you have hate in your heart over other people and what they're doing, step back. Step back and see, where does that hurt you? Why is it hurting you? And work on yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it's none of our fucking business.
Yeah. Sounded like, remember the end of Jerry Springer when he used to do the whole be kind to each other?
Should we end it right now while everybody's all hot and bothered? Yeah.
Yeah.
and it reminded me of the Survivor, because at the end of last season's Survivor, this one gal helped another gal on an individual immunity challenge, and so they were able to get this other lady out, and she wound up in the jury, and she was partnered up with the fella on there, and because she didn't, not saying names because I don't want to whatever, but it's really easy to find out there, because she
we name names every other time
because it's mostly because I forget, because she didn't vote for him in the end, even though they had an alliance. She chose to vote for the other person because she liked their speech better and really thought that she was going to use the money for good. Yeah. And the fella, turned out he had money. And she's like, well, I choose this other gal. And because she was the deciding vote, and she happened to vote last, if she voted first, it doesn't frickin' matter. Right. But because she was the last person to vote for who wins, Kenzie wins, and this other fella didn't win, and she's been getting death threats. Yeah. Because they're like,
because she changed her vote, apparently, or whatever.
Because she didn't follow through and go with him. Well, she was trying to vote him off so that she could get in. And had she voted him off, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't she? She had to like leave her job and everything.
Yeah,
and
they were both trying to like backdoor both of each other. They were both trying to get the other person out because they knew if they sat next to each other, they weren't going to win. But they carried each other through the whole game. It's a fucking game, people. Yeah, don't be threatening
personal bullshit now. People can just attack.
Well, I don't think a death threat should be the first thing that comes to people's mind.
Any kind of threat is like
just social media.
It's a game, you guys. Come on, it's a show.
You're gonna rise up about that?
Yeah, come on. But I get.
How about rise up about
it's all a control
not having
thing,
enough
right?
food?
Well, that's
How
why.
about rise up about people not having equality?
Yeah.
How about rise up about homelessness?
Emergency care centers being closed down all over the country.
If you're that angry, go work on yourself.
Yeah. But that's why. That's why it works. It's programming. That's why they call it programming.
Yeah.
Right? Well, if we're mad at that and mad online, then we got no extra mad to be mad at the people, the government, and the people that are actually making any kind of real difference. And,
it's almost like this
really
season of Big Brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring us around to Big Brother this season, Jason. Do you have anything to say about the first couple episodes?
Again, just people and things and anger and just calm the fuck down, everybody.
And
just
then
a little bit. It's way more fun.
Yeah.
I think we got on this whole drama train from the last 10 years, and now every TV show and every network and everything thinks that that's what we want.
They want divisiveness.
I think everybody's so sick of it and tired of it. I shouldn't say everybody, because there's a lot of people. There's got to be an audience out there for it. People still love drama
want momentum.
and bullshit. But
people want attention.
Just...
Yeah.
Calm down a little bit. Why can't I just enjoy something fun and funny anymore? Like even the comedies. Every comedy now has to be a dramedy. The first season hooks you in with comedy, and hey, we got this huge audience, and then all the second and third season we're going to go brrr and really make it all testy and drama-like, and then we lose our audience. What happened? I have no idea.
Like the Donald Trump attempted assassination?
Well, that's funny in itself, too. But.
All of the people that are mad that he had a Band-Aid on his ear, and not a proper Band-Aid. He had like this big old
white,
maxi pad on the side of his head.
Yeah.
So all the people were wearing these big old maxi pads on the side of their head in solidarity with him. So people are all divided. They're like, oh my God, we have to dress like him to show him our support or whatever, which is fine. If people want to do that and run around with a maxi pad on their head, do it. To show your support. But people don't need to be getting all fired up. Oh, he should only have a Band-Aid, and if he was shot with this type of gun, then it would have left a big hole. And it's
I'm one of those. I'm like, you did not need that whole excessive white square thing hanging off your ear. You just no way. And the fact that you did that definitely shows that you're trying to blatantly show it off.
It's theatrics.
And a lot of other people would be like stoic and try to hide it. And that would I honestly think that would have been the better way to go, because then people
comb over your ear. Wear a little skin colored Band-Aid.
There you go.
But
I think that like people would have been more like, oh, let's look at his ear. Oh, let's look at his ear. Except he did that, so it was this whole big dumb thing, which to me says maybe nothing even actually did happen to his ear.
Well, it wasn't the bullet that hit his ear. It was the piece of glass from the teleprompter that got him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because there's a big
okay. Is that
glass
what they say?
teleprompter in front of him, and it actually
okay.
hit the teleprompter, and it was a piece of glass that got him.
Okay.
Yeah, so it
Okay.
wasn't a bullet to the ear. It was a teleprompter piece of glass.
So what I don't understand is, and this is getting into the logistics of it, is
I don't know all of it.
He had 2 blood streaks going from here and there, and then his ear was bloody.
Yeah.
And the prompter was in front of him. Mm-hmm. So why doesn't he have cuts and scars here?
It was reverse. It was reversed. You know how like you can film from other ends, the other side of the camera or whatever. So it was shot like came from behind, and then that was the stuff that came forward. Is my understanding.
No, the teleprompter's in front of him. Mm-hmm. The shot was in front of him.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then it was as he turned to look at the other screen, it came from this way and just missed him.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
And they said he did these weird
They said it was from the teleprompter, and I don't understand that because
it shattered it. But
it shattered. To me, where did the blood right here on his cheek come from? Like, unless he wiped his ear and then wiped his face.
No, he hadn't even touched his face at all. He was still like, rah, rah,
I know.
when it happened.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
and
my thing.
Did you guys, and I don't know if any of you guys saw the one picture from overhead. They did he does this signature head tilt or head turn, and it's a signature thing that he does. And if he hadn't done that little turn, it would have gone through his head.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I don't think assassination is anything that needs to be happening either. You know?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was other people there
that died because of it.
Honestly, like
it's
I don't think anybody should die over politics.
Oh yeah, no.
Is there a lot of other shitty misdeeds and things that happen, and a lot of people die because of politics and government decisions?
Absolutely.
Guaranteed. So, is there people that are victims of that are that angry enough to warrant shooting people and doing that?
I don't think you should.
Probably.
Yeah, but in a public place.
Was it this kid? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing.
That's what everybody's saying, the alleged shooter now.
You know,
now
and does it
dead.
warrant shooting who we assume is an innocent bystander in the crowd? Mm-hmm. You know, this firefighter guy or whatever. You know, that's like, if Donald Trump was by himself somewhere over playing golf, and you popped him in the head there, yeah, that sucks because violence.
You shouldn't be shooting people.
Exactly.
I wonder if his gun control issues will change.
I somewhat understand that.
Will change now.
Well, and that's my whole.
Curious.
I don't even want a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't know enough about politics to.
Because that's my thoughts. Is whether. Yeah, fuck it. I'll throw it out there. Mm-hmm. My thoughts are it was actually the Republicans that maybe did it.
Maybe there was a little squib behind his ear that went
off.
No,
I think they actually popped the shot off.
Tried to shoot him.
And they thought basically whether if he dies, he'll be an excellent martyr for the Republican Party. Whoever we put up, we can still have Trump posters all over the place. We can godlike now.
Yeah.
You know, kind of deal. Yeah. And in the name of Trump, we need to do this. We need to do that.
To retaliate or whatever.
If he misses and we don't get him, it's still a huge martyr act, and we can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You see fucking godlike pictures now with Trump and everything, and it's like he's got this whole status now. You're like, holy shit. So that's my theory, is that whether they missed or not, he's still this huge martyr for the Republican Party.
Yeah, it's a weird move.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think people should be shooting anybody, but
but
whatever.
Yeah. What about pedophiles? We've talked about that. You've, I think, directly said that.
I don't think they should be shot. I think that they should be castrated
Bullets
for sure,
and
maybe all dropped off on a
island somewhere or something.
Yeah, you know, I feel bad for the island, but maybe put them all together and they can just fend for themselves.
Just sex each other, sex on each other.
I don't care what they do, just keep them away from everybody.
I'm looking at
all the sex predators.
I put it out to
just
Facebook.
Be together. About what we should talk about
Yeah.
today? Okay. Any
a lot of them I was like hoping for like maybe a couple of sort of funny
would you rather
fun kind of ones or something, but a lot of them are either stuff I don't know about.
Started off fun with my Olympic stuff, and then I got.
Did you hear about
a crazy week?
NHL hiring Bowman?
That's did not. And
holy, that is
was it
crazy.
Gloria Bowman?
That's the only Bowman person we know.
My ex's girlfriend or whatever.
That's crazy controversy with the whole hiring of Bowman. I have no idea what she's talking about. So
I'm like, is this person an archer?
Not an NHL guy, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
But
hockey.
Aaron McCullough says hangnails.
Hangnails.
Right?
Oh my
Hangnails.
God. I don't know if any of you guys ever went to the Sick and Twisted tour.
What's that?
It was, it had
Is it Disturbed?
Yeah, that's so I went to there was like a bunch of us that all lived in this one apartment building. Well, it was the old Mexicana, which used to be a hotel, but then it got turned into low-income housing.
Down in the Mexicana.
Yeah, it was like $325 a month or whatever for us to live there. But back in '99,
It's a crazy little place I go.
and one of my friends from across the hall had tickets to go to
Oh, nice.
the Disturbed Sick and Twisted tour. So bringing it back to Hangnails, they had a video, like a cartoon of somebody that was like, oh, weird little hangnail. So he's like picking at his hangnail and he starts peeling it, and it's like, and it hurts, and then it starts bleeding, and he winds up like peeling his whole finger. And it's
I think I see that.
Yeah, and it was playing during the concert, and I was just like, it is the Sick and Twisted tour, right? So I was just like, I was not into Disturbed, which I do like some of their stuff, I guess because fond memories of hanging out with friends in Vancouver.
That's them, right? Like,
Yeah. So that's, hangnails suck. I keep little nail trimmers around handy, like where I sit on the couch, and then I trim them with my little nail trimmers, because like gardening and horses, you end up with like really dry hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And because I don't tend to wear gloves,
I don't really
because
get
I don't want to
hangnails.
have to wash my gloves all the time, and I'm not okay with throwing away gloves all the time.
Yeah, you better not.
Like unless I do like dark hair color, like my friend Amy came and got her hair done like blue black. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, I definitely wore gloves doing hers, and even rinsing it out. I don't know if you can see, there's still like some staining in around
Stain nails, not hangnails.
the cuticle edge. That's just from washing it out. But
yeah, I don't really get hangnails too much because I sort
Not
of
a gardener?
I grow them out, and they're crazy strong and sharp.
Well, the hangnail is like
ridiculous.
the bits of skin that like go around here, right.
Oh, to me, a hangnail is like
A hangnail is like the loose, like I have a little scab right there.
no, that's not a hangnail.
That's a hangnail.
No, a hangnail.
Yes.
A hangnail is like a nail that's
snag.
sort of half on, half off, and you snag it on things. That's a
Okay.
because it's hanging off.
Okay.
Oh, let's put this out there to the crowd then.
A hangnail, for
That's
me,
the first I've ever heard of that.
growing
ever.
up, a hangnail is a bit of skin. Like I've got one on my middle finger here, so enjoy that. This little flap of skin that gets dry, and then that came
But that's
up.
not your nail at all, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's near your nails at the end of your finger, so it would have just been a
Say
snag
it, I
if
think
it was
I'm-
just at the end.
I've never heard of that
Controversial.
ever.
Never.
And I know I've talked about hangnails with at least a few people in the past.
Well, as a cosmetologist that's licensed,
You're wrong.
we had to do nail stuff. I'm shaking my head, so Jason's typing, so my camera's shaking all around. Yeah, it was part of a cosmetology school, was hangnails and how to deal with
You
them.
may be right.
Well, of course I'm right. It's part of my training. It's what I do.
A hangnail
I
is a
don't-
small torn piece of skin next to a fingernail or toenail related to ingrown nails.
Here, let me drop this mic real quick, just a second.
Don't drop it. Oh, I guess we got a spare.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So,
Oh, I'm
hangnails.
still looking at
And then
that. I got to be right
It's
somewhere.
a lack of moisture. You need moisture in order to have
Still,
your
the spell
skin
of the
not
beginning
get dry.
of hangnail was hang, since hangnails hang off the skin.
Yeah.
So etymologically,
Mm-hmm.
a hangnail is actually a pain nail. Mm-hmm. Hangnails can be caused by picking. Okay, so what I'm talking about is a pain nail.
I guess so. I don't know. Where you wind up with like a little bit of the nail that comes off to the side. Like the little baby piece of soft nail, which isn't quite skin, it isn't
Oh, I
quite
wasn't even
nail.
thinking that. You know what I'm talking about, like where you literally like
You get a snag on your
you
nail.
get a snag and a little bump in there, and then it gets worse and worse, and eventually it's like, oh shit, and it starts getting snagged on stuff, and like you go to put your socks on and
Just use a nail file, dude.
snags off. Well, that's what I mean. That was going to be my point. Was as soon as I get anything, I usually take it off. I don't leave it on there.
All right, so Aaron, you'll have to weigh in. Hopefully,
Okay.
Jason will put this on a short because.
We'll see what.
Yep, check it out.
I'll have to
How's
do
my
a little-
wrinkles today?
Let's do another little 1 minute soundbite explaining that somehow.
I think it's
or
in
not.
there.
It's in there. We'll find it.
I got to do summer camp with the kids.
Yay!
We had the summer camp with Ori
Kids
and me, and that was really fun. We had 3 days with kids got to come and learn about being aware of their body and their energy field, and like we did like these different exercises where you like walk closer and closer and closer together to where you can feel each other's energy.
Oh, okay.
And we did the same thing with the horses, because the horses are always like, they're a prey animal, right? So they have to be aware of everybody else's energy around them. And in order to keep the whole herd safe, that's part of what keeps them alive and keeps them safe. Yeah.
Safety.
And then we painted the horses in the end. Well, I didn't. The kids did. So.
And the kids had fun?
I think they did. Yeah. Definitely, there was a teen group and a youngsters group, and the teen group, it was just 2 gals that were already friends, so that's always kind of fun. It's a little more of an intimate group, just small. Yay. Lee did that one on her own, and then and then Kathy and I got to help out with the afternoon kids group, and I think we had 2 7-year-olds and 2 11-year-olds, so it was a really fun, fun age.
Not a whole bunch, just enough.
No, we definitely it was supposed to be 6 of the youths, but we just wound up with 4. Well, on the last day, we had another girl come.
Oh, okay.
But she had lots of horse experience, so that was nice to have her join the group.
Yay!
And a couple, I think like 3 of the kids were kids that I got to teach at the different horse camp when it was Madison was running it in Squirrel Cove. Then that was
right.
I got to go and teach and help with all the fun play day and stuff at the end. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking up some new Would You Rathers here.
Oh, right on. What do you got?
That I got?
Or did you have any other things that people had written in about? Any other topic questions?
I mean, I do, but it's all sort of stuff, again, that we don't really talk about, or I wanted to sort of keep it fun.
Okay.
Allie Catherine says, I remembered video on trial existed yesterday, so you could maybe work that in.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what video on trial is.
Yeah, me neither.
Blair says, dream casting for any future Chuck Palahniuk film adaptations, which would be a fun one.
I don't even know what that is.
Chuck Palahniuk, he wrote Fight Club and a couple others. I can't remember the other ones.
Sorry, I don't know much about that.
Yeah, and actually, I might be wrong about the Fight Club one now too.
Yeah. Jason Facts.
He wrote a really good book called Survivor. That was amazing. It was fucking. I think I finished it literally in like a day.
Was it based in Fiji?
I mean, it's not that short, but Survivor.
It's not that short.
Yeah, I mean, just a little,
It's not that short. That's your clip for the week.
It's not that short.
It's not that short.
No, I mean that's what she said.
Exactly.
Olympically
speaking.
Yeah, and then the other thing that Aaron says is the effects of cholera, which I don't really want to talk about that.
No.
So
is that pooping?
No, that's like dysentery and stuff. Like cholera is like bad, nasty flu, vomiting, bleeding out of everything.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
Yeah, you can probably Google that one, Aaron.
Wheeler asks. Actually, let's end on that. So, Danny, this is another one I don't want to talk about because it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Danny says, should we have to continue to pay a tax that was implemented to recover war expenses and has thus done that times a billion?
Yeah, no.
And I say, maybe.
That was like the GST coming in so that they could pay for the Coca-Cola, and the Coca-Cola's been more than paid for a billion times.
That's it. Prices never go down.
Yeah.
Taxes don't go away.
Yeah.
And, I mean... there's no specific tax going towards the war in Ukraine. And just because we're hard up here doesn't mean that we can't help others.
Yeah.
We just there's a lot of BS money going out in our country that shouldn't be. Not going out.
No.
Going literally out to billionaires and extra yachts and extra homes and tax write-offs and and lobbying kickback bullshit and
banks being bailed out.
Banks literally coinciding and talking with each other to keep their rates high rather than low.
Yeah.
Like that should be fucking illegal. But
exactly.
To me, and I've said this to my father for many, many years.
Your father, Danny?
My father, Danny, that if
we love you,
all
Danny.
that extra bullshit wasn't being paid for by our governments and our lobbyists and corporations and everything else, there'd be plenty of money left over for foreign aid
and education
and for all of us. Yes,
road
keep our own shit in order.
Pay some
for sure.
the teachers so they can.
But like that's like the meme of like I see now the newest thing is, we could have got 250 more fire water bombers if that money would have went to Ukraine. Well, I hate to say it, but that's a dumb equivalency because that money wasn't going to go to those water bombers anyway. It was going to go to war efforts. It was going to go to foreign aid. It was going to go to other things that was already slated for anyways. That money was never going to go to more water bombers. They're taking water bombers away every year, even though there's more money every year. So like, why do we think that that's going to happen? We don't.
We don't.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about that though.
Yeah.
Wheeler says, how do the dials on toasters work?
Oh, usually it's by the minute, which I didn't know. The numbers on your toaster being by the minute.
Yeah.
Not
stages of cookingness.
Level of toastiness, which I didn't.
Love that.
I just learned that recently, like within the last couple of years.
Well, I'm wondering, like, is he asking, like, how do they, like, industrially, how do they work? Technically,
you
how does it work?
You turn them to the right or you turn them to the left. That's how you work a dial.
Well, technically, they have, like, a spring inside. That's like a certain amount of tension.
Really?
And when you crank it that far, they know that and it unsprings
so
at that amount of time.
So you're saying that toasters are cognizant.
So that's how they work. Yes, they are AI controlled.
And they're going to take over.
And they're going to take over.
It's totally going to be like Maximum Overdrive.
Skynet toasters.
Toasters are coming for you.
Maximum Toaster Drive.
Unplug your toasters on the full moon, everybody.
Right on the green moon.
Don't you know?
A green comet is what it was.
It was a comet.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, so heads up, folks.
Every time I see that Joker face on the front of the truck, I'm just like re-traumatized as a kid. Or electric knives, like carving knives. We always just, everybody carved with a freaking knife. We didn't use an electric knife. The first time I saw one in person, I was like a little... Oh God, it's gonna come for me.
Well, I liked how it also worked on like gas engines, diesel engines, electric, everything too. It's just any kind of machine.
Comets are tricky.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
comets are tricky. Watch out for those green
anything.
comets. I love just the looseness of that premise.
Yeah,
green comet goes over, machines get angry and take over.
Every time.
That's it. That's all that's ever explained.
60% of the time, it works every time.
And then I think at the end of the movie, it literally says like the green comet passed, and then everything went back to normal. I think it literally says that at the end. Like
that waitress got her arm back. It was all good.
All good. Yeah, Emilio wins the day.
Was Emilio in that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I might have to rewatch. I only watched it when I was like 8 or whatever.
Oh really? Oh, we'll rewatch it.
Yeah.
I just rewatched it a few years ago. You didn't watch it with me, maybe?
I probably didn't.
Oh, okay.
I maybe was like hiding behind a pillow or something.
I wanted that truck because I wanted to be a trucker when I was a kid, and I wanted I didn't want that truck. I wanted like something
that looked like it.
Looked sort of like it, but more badass too.
So
different
more
colors.
Badass. So it had like some flames.
Less Christmas
on it.
elf. Kind of thing.
Some flames on the
thing. Some flames coming out of a snake going in and out of the eyes, maybe. Badass.
That sounds great.
Yay!
Do you have a would you rather?
Oh, probably somewhere.
Or was there more questions from the?
No, that's pretty much it.
That was all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I just put it up like 15 minutes before we started recording,
right.
so
well,
got lots of.
That's how we roll.
Yeah. Would you rather swim in a pool of Nutella or a pool full of maple syrup?
Maple syrup.
Okay.
Because it's healing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nutella isn't healing? Nutella doesn't have amazing ancient healing properties?
Like it's going to clog my pores.
Okay. I'll go with that.
And it looks poopy.
See, and I don't really... They're both too sweet for me, just straight up.
You love maple syrup.
I like maple syrup on my pancakes.
What if you were dressed as a pancake?
Ooh, if I could wear like a pancake suit that could soak it all in, and then I could just like...
A pancake-shaped swimsuit?
A chunk off. Or if I was pancake, I'd eat myself.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you?
If I was in a pool of maple syrup, it'd be hard not to.
It'd be hard not to. It's true.
Yeah.
And we're Canadian, eh?
Hey!
We're Canadian, eh? Of course we're going for the maple syrup, eh?
We're going to go for that sap. What were we talking about that before? Oh, for fire starter. Pitch. We're going to go harvest sap they do syrup.
So hot out that the new fir cones that came out on the trees this year are like oozing
just dripping
sap out of it, which is like super lame because the dog will walk through it and then he's like chewing on his paw, trying to get it, which is kind of nice because it smells nice when he's like chewing at his paws to try to get it off there.
Watching him just.
Yeah, I say I have to rub coconut oil on him, and then he's all.
Loves the coconut oil.
As you're trying to put it on there, it's kind of funny sounding. Yeah.
On that note,
we were talking about scooping up all the sap and then making little fire starter things with them. Not that we're trying to start fires.
I found a tree the other day that'll work on. Okay. It's a little out in the public, but I think it'll work still.
Just to light on fire?
No, to collect the sap.
Oh, phew. Okay. Oh, we didn't talk about the chickens. We forgot about chickens.
Oh, chickens, right. Quick chicken tangent.
So,
want to do a shorties about chickens?
Garden update. It's the end of July here when we're recording this, and our peas are finally finished. We ate the rest of them. So it was time to like pull the plants out. They did really, really well, but they're done. So we'll pull them out of there and make room for other plants. And
electric lettuce plants, maybe.
Probably some electric lettuce plants, or beans and or carrots or beets or something.
Electric beans.
Electric lettuce beans.
Electric beans. Is there?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Anywho, our lovely landlady next door, she's got some chickens, and we found out today that they're like kind of geriatric chickens, which we didn't know, but it doesn't matter. They're just extra cute now that I know that. So we get to hear them. We're like, bark, 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 bark. And then every once in a while, like they lay an egg because they're old and probably don't lay a lot of eggs, but you'll hear like they make happy chicken sounds. And so I had torn out the last row of the peas because I sequentially planted them this year so that every 2 weeks there'd be more peas coming ready, so they weren't all just ready at the same time. And so I'd thrown the first row in the compost, and then I was like, I bet the chickens would have liked that because she lets them out to graze sometimes. So I messaged her to ask if the chickens would like them. So we stuffed them all in a bucket and took them down there and got to throw them over the fence for the chickens. And the chickens were eating them up and grazing on them. It was really cute to watch. So that kind of made my day this morning.
Chickens are super cute.
I do love chickens. I would have chickens in a heartbeat if raccoons weren't so ferocious.
Yeah, you didn't have to get up at like 5 a.m. to let them out or whatever.
Well, you can get those little things on the side, but yeah. Anyways, chickens were really cute. Yeah. I actually heard the rooster this morning.
Oh, nice,
or a chicken making rooster sounds. I didn't ask specifically what the genders of the chickens are. It's none of my business.
Yeah, no, you don't. Lift up the skirt.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Check in their little floofy chicken butts. Yay! All right, so if you want to weigh in on any of the topics we discussed today, just please be kind, please be respectful.
Sure. We don't like Hitler.
Don't
jump on our
Jason's
backs about that shit.
Freaking sweet mull bangs going on here.
Hair going.
Might be time to wash.
Maybe. I just did.
It's getting a little funkadelic. So you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. If you can like and subscribe and share with your friends. No dicks, just cool folks, and that helps other cool folks like you help to find our podcast. And if we get enough people listening and sharing it around with their friends and enjoying it, then who knows? Maybe we could actually go on tour or something and be paid to do this. But
a live tour?
Yeah, or you can be shy about listening to us too. If you're just not there, we understand and we still love you. Definitely. Don't worry. So, hope whatever you're doing is wonderful. And if you're traveling, stay safe. And
stay hydrated.
Wear your sunscreen.
Yay! Stay cool. Have fun.
Stay cool. Have fun.
No death threats. Just have fun. Enjoy it.
Don't threaten people.
If your instinct is on Facebook when you see something to go and sort of attack it in a way.
To get mad.
And this is me telling myself this as well. I'm not going after anybody else.
Preach, Jason.
This is me saying that I was going through a good old phase, and sometimes I have to stop myself when I go onto things and be like, well, why the fuck would they do it that way? Or that's not the right way to do that. Or when I have no clue, really,
Maybe it's like Justice Jason showing up.
Definitely a lot of that,
like
for sure.
Our summertime smoker stopper last summer. Check out last year's episodes. Holy doodle.
I gotta tell myself
it's not up to me to change the world.
Why is this such a big deal to you?
Just love each other, and if it's not for you, pass it on by. Yeah. And if it's hurting somebody, it's not on you to take it all on yourself. Get some help.
Yay!
We love you guys.
Love you all very much.
We'll catch you next week. Thanks for being okay with us missing last week. Yeah. And summertime sometimes is a little busy, and it's hard to get it all done. Mm-hmm. But thank you so much for the people that reached out and supported us. And we love you guys. We're so happy you joined us and listened or watched us. Turns out I forgot my glasses today, so I'll just pop them on right here at the end so you know that it's actually me.
Maybe we'll pose for a thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, there I am. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Maybe I'll wear glasses. And Jason is a unicorn.
Pompadour.
So, love you guys. Stay safe and
have fun, y'all.
Yeah.
Yay! See you next week.
Bye!
Yay.
Wrapping it up in a nice little bow. I really hope you liked all of our stories. We don't really have an outro yet. We hope we didn't cause too many bories. That's when you get bored and you're like, fuck this, and you space out and you look over there. You don't want to quit listening 'cause you love us and you're putting up with our shenanigans.